Teresa here with Like a Lady Crochet, and this is my first instructional video. And now that I have my first video jitters out of the way, everything should be going smoothly now. Today I am going to show you how to hold your hook and some other basic things, how to chain, and probably a single crochet stitch. By no means am I an expert, so please, yeah, I'm not an expert, definitely not an expert. But I'm going to show you how I hold my hooks and my yarn. There's a lot of different ways, I guess. I'm not professionally holding my hook or my yarn, I think. So we'll figure this out as we go. Okay, so I'm going to start with a size H hook. It's probably upside down or out of focus. Mostly H's are like common, I guess. So I'm using an H hook, and I'm just using pink red heart yarn because I have a lot of it. So that's how we're gonna go today. So let's do this. Okay, so we have our hook somewhere around here. Okay, I hold it just like this, and then the rest of my hand like this, and that's how I usually hold my hook. Okay, but I'm gonna put this to the side for now, and I'm gonna grab a end of the yarn. Now this is a slip knot, so you're gonna fold over the little end like this. Big end's gonna come over here. We're gonna bring down the loop over the big little end like so. Hold on, let me get my fingers out of the way. Okay, so you got this little loop-de-doo there. You're gonna take your hook, insert it into there, and just pull up like that. Now it looks like a really big hole, and we don't really want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to tighten that up. So pull on the big end and like keep pulling, and there you go. That's a slip knot. We're going to do this one more time because my giant fingers seem like they're in the way. So unravel that. Now again, little end's going to be on this side. We're going to put the big end behind the little tail, like so. We're going to take this loop here, bring it across to the big end here, pull it up in the middle, like this. So now you have a little loop, like that. That's what the rest of it looks like. My hands aren't holding it. We're going to take our hook, insert it like so, and pull up. Like I said, that's a giant hole. So we're just going to tighten it by pulling and make sure it's all nice and tight. Now I hold my yarn like so. Well, I gotta figure out how I hold my yarn. Alright, now I did it too tight. Okay, but anyway. So right now I have my yarn over my index finger, and the rest of it is like this. So we're going to hold on to this tail. Now this is a slip knot. Again, this is how I'm holding my yarn, like so. Okay, my giant fingers are in the camera, but we'll deal with it. And this is going to start your chain. Now you have the loop on your hook. You're going to yarn over like so, and you're just going to pull through. That's 2 chains. We're going to do it again. We'll do it a couple times. So yarn over, pull through. Now you don't want the chain to be too tight, because then you won't be able to work in the other hook and in the other loops. So not too loose and not too tight. Now we're going to loop over again, pull through. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. Okay, let's do maybe 10. So here's 5, yarn over, pull through, that's 6, yarn over, pull through, that's 7, yarn over, pull through, that's 8, yarn over, pull through, that's 9, yarn over, pull through, and then that's 10. So you have a little chain going on. And if you want to count your chains, it's these little ends here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, let's do a little bit more. We'll get a really long chain, not a super long chain, but a decent sized chain so we can work our first stitch. So I think that's like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, pretty sure, and 20. Let me count this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so I did 21. No big deal. Now, our first stitch that I'm going to show you guys is going to be a single crochet. And I'm only going to do one stitch or one, I guess, tutorial thing, a video, so I'm not overwhelming anybody. Okay, so what we're going to do is make sure you have a hold of everything. And what we're going to do is we're going to skip this first chain from the hook, and we're going to go into the next one. So that's the second chain from the hook. We're going to yarn over, put it through the top there. Oh, no, cancel that. Just kidding. We're just going to put our hook in there, like that. So now you have little things. We're going to yarn over, pull through. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over again, and we're going to go through both loops. Okay? I'm running out of yarn, so let me pull that there. Okay, so we're going to do that again. Okay, so we're going to go through there. Your second, now it's going to be your third chain, but technically this is going to be your second single crochet. We're going to pull through. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over. Oops, sorry guys. And pull through. Yarn, just kidding. I keep wanting to do a double crochet stitch, but we're not doing that. So we're going to go insert, yarn over, and pull through. So we got 2 loops on our hook again. Yarn over, pull through all loops. Okay, so we're going to just do that across until we have reached the end. It's wise to count your stitches, and what you can do, I'm pretty sure we're going to end up with 20 because we skipped the first chain. So right now, if you look, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to keep going. So we're at 4. It's going to be 5. Okay. 6. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting out of focus because my table's all weird, and I'm totally sorry that you're looking at my computer while I'm using this, but I promise you guys, we are making an office for me, and we are going to be changing things around, so you guys won't be staring at my computer while we're doing this. So, here, let me get my yarn situated here. Okay, so what are we at? Let's recount. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches. Insert, yarn over, pull through. We're at 9. This is going to be 10, 11, 12. Now I just want to remind you that if you somehow mess up with this stitch, because trust me, it happens, it took me forever to learn this, okay? It's simple. You just take your hook out and you can pull on the big end your yarn and it undoes itself. So you don't have to worry about getting all caught up or, you know, missing a stitch or anything. You just pull it through and it unravels itself. It will unravel all the way through the chains to the end, and then you have your yarn again. Okay, so let's redo this. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'm pretty sure. So let me get to the end so I can tell you what else we gotta do. I just want to make sure everything is detailed and you guys know what you're doing, because a lot of times I watch instructional videos and it doesn't really, I have to pause and keep going back a million times. So I just want to make sure that we are doing this correctly and you guys are learning. Sorry, my computer decided to go on screensaver while I'm doing this. I'll have to count my stitches because I forgot to count. Okay, as you saw, my hook slipped out. You just insert it back in and you're good to go. Okay. We're at the last chain. It's gonna be a little hard because that's your little your beginning part there. Okay, so here we go. So that's that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, and we're at 20. So go figure. That worked. So there you go. That's your, I guess you would count that as your second row, because your first row, I believe, would be considered your chain stitches, which we did 21 chains, and then we went back that direction. We skipped one chain, so the second chain from your hook, we started our single crochet. And so we went all the way across, and now we have 20 stitches. So what we're going to do is we're going to do row 3. Now what you do is you chain 1. So what you do is you yarn over, pull through, and that's 1 chain. Then we're going to turn our work. So we're always going to be working this direction. Always from right to left. If you're left-handed, I'm not sure how that works. I'm sorry, but I'm right-handed. Okay, so you see this little stitch right in there. That's where we're going to work next. So we're going to insert our hook. Okay, yarn over. Sorry guys. Pull through. We got 2 loops and pull through. Always at the beginning of a new row or what have you. It's a little complicated. Okay, so now we've got this chain here. It's 2 loops. I don't know if you guys can see that, but here, if you spread it apart, there's a little hole there. So you're going to insert your hook there. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through. So now you have 2 loops. You're going to yarn over and pull through. Okay, so we're at 2 single crochets. Again, look, see, there's a chain right there. You're going to go through both of them. So that little hole right in there is actually, you're going through both of these chains, underneath them, I mean. So you're going to go through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. Okay? So we're going to keep doing that across. Yarn over, pull through. Insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Okay. Losing some of my yarn, so I gotta get more. And we're gonna do that all the way across. And you should be counting as you go. I'm just talking, as I'm going. I'm a multitasker. So we're just going to continue. If you do lose count, like I said, you can count the top here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 8. We're just going to keep going to the end. You can do a lot with single crochets. I made my husband a scarf. I'm making a bag right now with super bulky yarn. So it's pretty fun. A lot of things also use double crochets, but that's another video another time. So we're still inserting, we're yarning over, we're going through. Okay, we're almost to the end. Now, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please comment below, and I will try to get back to you guys, either via comment or another video. Maybe it's to explain what I'm doing. I don't know what you guys don't know. So if I'm not explaining myself correctly, or I'm not in enough detail, just please let me know so that I can improve my videos. Okay, as you can see, we're at the end here. Let me recount my stitches because I'm pretty sure we go to this last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, yeah. So there's a little, we're at the end here, so that's a little complicated. But there's a little stitch right there. I'm not using the best cameras either, so we're going to go through there. This is a little hard too, but we're going to go through that. Yarn over, pull through. We got the 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through both of them, okay? So that is technically round, I guess 3, 2 or 3. I don't know. I just keep going. Okay, so that's that. If you want, I'm actually going to do another row so I can show you what we're doing at the end again. So we're at the end, we've got 20 stitches across, right? Now we're going to chain 1, so that's yarn over, pull through, and that's your chain 1. Again, we're going to be turning our work, so we're going to be working from right to left. We're going to insert our hook into that little stitch there, right in there. Okay, we're going to yarn over, pull through. We got 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through. Okay, we're going to go into the next stitch. Yarn over. I'm sorry, I'm out of focus. It's a little hard at the beginning of the row. Here. Okay, we're going to yarn over, pull through, and just kind of keep doing that, keep practicing, what have you. Like I said, if something happens, you're out of count or whatever, you can pull it all out. It's not that big of a deal. Things happen. Trust me, things happen. It took me a while to get this down pat, and now I'm making all kinds of things, and I have my own company, or business, I should say. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the end because I like to finish a project too. And you're just gonna listen to me rant and rave and continue talking. I ran out of yarn again. Okay, now I probably should have told you like what kind of yarn this is. I never really paid attention to what yarn I bought. I just knew that I liked the company Red Heart, and I just grabbed whatever color I liked. But there is a little section on the yarn packages that tells you what kind of yarn it is and actually what hook you're supposed to use with it. So I will probably have to show you at a later time because I don't have anything near me right now, but I'll have to show you in the next video. Okay, so we got to the end. Now I wanted to show you finishing off. Okay, so that means you're done with your project, whatever you're made. Okay, so we got this little loop there at the end. Now finishing off is finishing off. You're probably going to have to cut it because it's going to be a knot because it's not going to go anywhere. So what you're going to do is chain 1, okay? Chain 1. So you're going to yarn over, pull through, okay? Now you're going to cut at the end here. Or, yeah, you're going to cut the end. And I don't have any scissors on me. So I fail at life. So let me go get the scissors real quick. And I will show you what to do. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I was not fully prepared. So I just have normal scissors and a needle. So I should have said that. You would probably need that at the beginning. Okay, so we have yarned over, chained 1. Now we're going to cut a little bit off the end here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to finish off. So we're going to cut right in there. Okay, and so we have this. We're going to pull through like that. And we're going to pull. And that's not going to go anywhere. It's knotted up. No, there's no going back from this. Okay, so what you can do is you can use a needle, like so. Put the yarn through, and this is what we're going to hide our tails, or sew in our ends. So we're going to flip it over, and we're just going to kind of like crochet it, I guess, through, like we would. But we're going to go in and out of the stitches, or the chain, or whatnot. Okay? And we're going to pull through like so. And we're just going to pull it. Make sure it's not too tight, like go back a little bit. Straighten it out. But now you got this tail. Okay? So cut it close, but not too close where you're cutting your work. So we're going to just do that. I'm going to cut it right in there. Okay? So that's that. Okay? So now this is your other tail that you started with, right? So we're going to do the same thing with that bad boy. I might be using too big of a needle, but it happens. It works for me. Sometimes the yarn does not cooperate. So we're going to do the same thing, and of course, I'm going to look like a dodo trying to do this with a giant yarn needle. Okay, so we're just going to go through the chain like so. We're going to pull it through all the way like that, and we're going to pull, but not too much, because we don't want it to get bent out of shape. Okay, so I got a little fuzzy going on here, so I'm just going to trim that up. I'm going to trim up the other little fuzzy that's going on here. Of course, my scissors don't want to work. Okay, and there you have it. Your first instructional item. Alright, so this was a single crochet, and I'm going to transfer over to my sew. Okay, so I'm proud of you guys for following this 20-something video. So here's your finished product. Okay, this was a single crochet. I'm very proud of you guys. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and leave a comment at the bottom. And also follow me on my Facebook page, facebook.com, like a lady crochet. Also, I'm on Instagram at like a lady crochet without the T at the end. And I also have my own website. It's likealadycrochet.webs.com. Alright, well that's about it. I will catch you later.